Welcome everybody, it is the Essence and I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be doing a scouting breakdown on Jarace Walker, who I feel like is due for a breakout season this year. Now Jarace Walker has been in the NBA for a while now and he really hasn't had his chance to shine, but I thought that he showed a lot of flashes in the playoffs for the Pacers, especially defensively. He was very good, and off the ball as a cutter, I feel like he read the game very well and played off of all the creation on Indiana very well as well. So I think that now this is the time, with Tyrese being injured and Miles Turner leaving, that he can step up and really get the touches and prove himself, and we can see who Jarace Walker actually is, because I feel like he's kind of somebody who was forgotten when he was drafted. I feel like a lot more people were higher on him, and he's kind of just taken a back seat at this point in his career. So I feel like this year is the perfect time for Jarace Walker to show us what he's all about. But one thing that we already know about Jarace Walker is that he is a defensive menace. That's the first thing that we're going to get into in this video, is just how much of a playmaker he is defensively. You see right off the bat, he gets steals. That is something that Jarace Walker does a lot, is just pokes the ball free. He has quick hands, really nice footwork, moves with guys very well. He's a very fluid athlete. And even though Jarace Walker isn't really the type of guy that you stick on the other team's star player the whole game, he is the kind of guy that makes these plays right here that lead to runouts. He's just like a defensive playmaker. He's all over the place. He's always making plays. You see right there at the start of this clip, he tips that pass, gets into the screening action, pokes the ball out from behind from Zach LaVine. Again, another really nice defensive play here, and showing his instincts. Getting a tip on that pass is insane, but again, his arms are really long. That's another reason that he's so good at these back taps right here. He is really good at reaching around players' frame and getting to their dribbles. The moment they look up for a second, Jarace Walker can get behind there, get a steal right there. And again, one thing that I really like about Jarace Walker is, and you're going to see it throughout this video, his just defensive instincts. This is a jump pass. This is a quick pass. This is a hard pass to get a hand on, and then he's gonna get right back into sliding his feet with Zach LaVine, get over the screen, tap the ball out. Like, these are the type of plays that Jarace Walker makes. This is another one that is just like what I explained. He makes plays that lead to runouts all the time. And again, he's just reading the passer's eyes, getting that long wingspan up, and causing deflections. And he really is just like a havoc wreaker on the defensive end. And you're going to see that again. Like, this is another runout that he causes. Him just in this little, double drag action right here at the top of the key. And he's going to stick with Wemby over this flare screen. Even though he's looking over here at Trey Jones, he instantly reads the play, gets in there, gets in that passing lane, rips the ball away from Wemby. This is a hard play to make too. Getting over this screen, you're basically parallel to Wemby here, and you're able to get out, get your hand in that lane. That's a very risky decision. He is a risk taker defensively. I will say that sometimes he does get burned, but here he just makes a really nice play, and it leads to another runout. That's where he is really great. Again, him just all over the place, getting these deflections. This one is insane here, where he gets caught around the screen. Nembhard switches up to Darius Garland, and now he's kind of in no man's land. He is absolutely in no man's land, because he's pretty much supposed to be on Dean Wade over here in the corner, but he is so long and his instincts are so good that he is able to get a hand on this pass. This pass is whipped. This pass is absolutely whipped as well. It doesn't matter. He gets two hands on it. Another deflection, another turnover. This play is also just amazing. I love this high feel stuff. Again, with the back tap, that's like his signature move, I swear to God. But as you can see, this is just really high feel help defense that leads to a turnover. As you see here, Jarace Walker he's reading this action over here on the sideline, this entire play. He's down here on the block, and he's reading, because I guess this is probably their scheme that Miles Turner is going to go over. And once Bam comes and rolls towards the paint, he's already in position. That is just showing his defensive instincts. This guy really is a playmaker, a risk taker. He gets in the way of what offense is trying to do because he reads stuff. He reads stuff and tries to make plays based on intuition, which at times can get you burned, but I really like Jarace Walker for that reason because he makes plays like this all the time, leading to turnovers, just because he's in the right spot and is able to use his length to, disrupt, a opening for the offense. And stuff like this, too. I mean, Dame wasn't the best last year, but it's still nice to see him be able to slide his feet, create a turnover right there. Really good perimeter defender. This is another crazy clip where he just gets caught in no man's land, and it just doesn't matter at all. They do this little double screen action at the top of the key, but he's in a ghost and roll, and then Kobe White's gonna set a back screen for him. This makes this is a good play. I like that play. It creates a ton of confusion on the defense, and now Jarace Walker is in absolute no man's land because this guy's switching on Kobe White. Now he is supposed to be on him. He still is able to get back and get a hand on that. That's absolutely insane. The length is crazy, but again, just reading the instincts to get back in the play, not give up, get your hands up, read the passer's eyes. Like, that should be a layup, and it's a turnover because of Jarace Walker. This is another example of what I just said, where shit could be a layup. This, like, the little flare screen on Halliburton springs Amin Thompson down towards the paint. And because of Jarace Walker, this isn't a layup because he gets over and he reads the pass, gets in the lane, creates a turnover. So that is the Jarace Walker defensive breakdown. As you can see, very, very, very solid defender, mostly a defensive playmaker in my eyes. But now we're going to get into more offensive stuff. And the first thing that I like about Jarace Walker on the offensive end is his cutting. He's a very high field cutter, as you're going to see in this clip, as he's going to spring right into this open space as TJ McConnell attacks the baseline. Get a wide open little floater right there with the left hand. One thing I don't like about Jarace Walker is his left hand touch is kind of lacking, but here he gets it off over Jonathan Isaac. This is just a really nice cut, reading the defense. Like, the moment TJ McConnell attacks downhill, Mo Wagner's not looking at him. Everyone's looking at TJ McConnell. So he's going to, flash to the middle of the court, give his guy an option, leads to a layup. So that's absolutely great. Another really good just flash to the middle right there. I think a lot of these are on TJ McConnell's creation. I feel like they had a nice connection. Because, again, TJ McConnell's, driving down towards the baseline. And Jarace Walker's just going to loop around. Because he sees when you see the numbers of the player defending you, go to the rim. And that's exactly what Jarace Walker does. Like, anytime he gets a chance to cut and give these guys the opening, he's going to. And he's very high feel in the way that he does it. Again, right here, getting another open dunk off this screen where they kind of trap Halliburton. And now Obi Toppin is flying downhill. This guy steps up. Jarace Walker is the only person cutting. And it's the only option. They shut off the corner. If Jarace Walker doesn't flash to the middle right here, this is probably a turnover. But he is so high field that the moment Obi Toppin catches this ball, he's already coming. He's already coming through. Because he's that high field. He knows how much of a threat everyone else is on that Pacers offense, which is absolutely beautiful basketball. So he knows, like, hey, come in. No one's looking at you. Like, and you'll see, like, I got a bunch of clips of this. He's a really, really nice cutter. And I didn't really notice that about him until I went through all this film. There's another one of TJ McConnell creation where TJ McConnell's just isoing on Evan Mobley, which is what a matchup. And instantly, Donovan Mitchell, the moment Donovan Mitchell is looking at TJ McConnell, he's going to go. And this is a really nice pass, too. He throws this way before Jarace Walker gets to the spot and just drops it off. He flies through, dunk. Like, he is really, really nice at that. Again, another cut. Just a beautiful cutter to the middle of the court most of the time. I feel like he'll be able to leverage this as well this year, just attacking off probably Andrew Nembhard, Pascal Siakam creation. I feel like Benedict Mathurin will definitely get a lot of creation reps, and he'll be able to cut off of that And overall, I feel like he'll really be able to leverage that this year. He's gonna get more minutes, and we've seen in the even in the small amount of minutes he does get, still a really nice cutter. Hey, okay, yeah, now we're getting to some offensive, like him by himself getting buckets. This is nice to see. He is actually a pretty explosive vertical athlete, as you see just him yamming right there and right here, just blowing by that guy. That's the thing. Jarace Walker, if he could shoot consistently, he actually has decent potential attacking closeouts. You're gonna see it throughout this. This is another example of that, where when guys fly out at him, which it doesn't happen often because he's not really a shooter at the moment, but when guys fly out at him like this, like how Lou Dort is going to here, and he's able to get a step, it is over, just detonates on the MVP right there. Like, he is very, very athletic. I did not know he had this type of bounce. Like, when I used to scout him back when he was at Houston, I don't really remember this being something that was like leveraged a lot for him to just, attack closeouts and explode downhill. But he has absolutely added that. Like, that's off 1 foot, and he puts it on his head. And then this is another just really nice play right there with him attacking another closeout, leaving that guy in the dust. Nice little floater while falling away to the left, showing his touch right there. Like, he has potential offensively if stuff like this can continue. Like, that is a tough shot. This is another really good attacking a closeout rep where he gets an and one floater. I mean, it should have been, they didn't call it, but this is nice. Just him leaving this guy in the dust. Like, look, he gets pretty low as well. Dribbling, still not the best though. Like, even though he can get low and he can explode, he's really stiff. I'll say that. Don't know how much I buy him ever being any type of creator in the NBA. But as you can see, like, he has the potential off of these closeouts and stuff. He needs to keep doing stuff like that. Like, movement three right there. Like, that is really nice to see off the two pin downs. If he could just be a decent shooter, a lot of his game could open up. He could be way more than this, like, really skilled defensive playmaker that is also a good cutter and can kind of do some other stuff, maybe hit a three every now and again. If he can hit more threes, he will be a guy that is like perfect off ball, because as you can see, the potential for him to attack closeouts is absolutely there. It's just that he doesn't get closeouts yet. He doesn't really get closeouts. Most of his offensive production so far has been off cuts and off of everyone else. So I think that is something to watch this year. If he can start hitting threes, you're just gonna be seeing clips and clips of Jarace Walker just blowing by people, yamming on people, because I mean, he can attack a closeout. Here's another attacking of the closeout where he's going to show his mid-range creation, which, gives me optimism about him eventually maybe becoming a three-point shooter, because he is actually a decent mid-range creator when he was able to get the reps. Again, it was mostly when guys came up too far on him and then had to concede the rim, which I don't know how much that's going to happen if he can't hit threes. But again, this is another nice clip with the behind the back into the step back over Ayo Dosunmu right there in the paint, just attacking, bumping, using his frame. Like, he actually has legitimate touch. The jumper looks good in that clip as well. This is another nice mid-range creation clip right there. And overall, if this stuff could just open up a little bit for him, we're looking at an absolute breakout year. We're looking at an absolute breakout year for Jarace Walker. And that's just how I feel about it right now. Like, I really do think that this is going to be a guy to watch this year. I expect, like, every stat category for him to improve, because he's finally going to get the chances. Like, he's going to get minutes. And he has insane potential. He's still pretty young. And I think he is really gonna be like tasked with a lot on this Pacers team, because the lack of defensive players in general on that team is staggering, and defensive wings is even worse. They really don't have a great wing, defensive unit. Like Naismith is pretty good, but besides him, it's a really steep drop off. So I feel like he is going to be imperative to the Pacers' success this year. So that's why if there's anyone I'm buying stock into before this NBA season starts, it's Jarace Walker. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, buy your stock in Jarace Walker because he is due for a breakout year. Thanks for watching, everybody, and more videos coming soon. Hope you enjoyed.